Welcome everybody to Street Kart Racing Apart Together European Tournament. My name is Chris McCarthy. It's an absolute pleasure to be here to talk you through the best 5 races from the tournament. Okay, so here we go. The first race, we're going to see LOL versus Jambi. LOL's Lee Strug. So Lee Strug, we are going to be on board with as they make our way down towards turn number 1. It's not going to be the flat-out right-hander that takes us under the bridge we're used to. It's the long right-hander that takes us down towards their first hairpin. So we're on board with Lee Strug. Jambi is the other driver that we are focusing on in this race. And to the left of screen, you'll see on the track map that he is not far behind us at all. He is the dot with the number 2 pointing towards it. But on board we are with Lee Strug. Only 2 laps, so almost halfway through the race already. And you have to say, at this point, Lee would have been feeling quite confident. However, just coming through the final corner, it looks as if Jambi is getting a little bit closer. Lee Strug just running a tad wide, and as we get further down this straight, it looks as if Jambi is closing in as down towards the first hairpin they went. And at that point, there you see Jambi went past Lee Strug through the first hairpin. It almost looked like they are actually making contact with each other. Not possible in ghost racing, of course, but Jambi just dropping behind as they come out of the second hairpin. Now through the middle chicane we go, and just running a little bit wide there was Lee Strug. I think Jambi actually followed him through in that mistake though. Only a couple of corners to go, and Lee Strug looking very good. This the only TKM race we're going to be seeing this evening as well. All the rest will be X30, and Lee Strug, as he came out of the final corner, that would be good enough to win, and he would take the overall victory in TKM. Very close racing there, 0.2 of a second between those guys, so only 2.5 tenths it was between them. Smash that like button and also send your comments below. Make sure you include your username, and if we like the comment, we'll send over some aces which will help you in the street kart game. We're going to go down to number 4 next. We're counting down from our top 5. Okay, we're going to be on board with Ross Jones for this one, or Jonesy. Tough Monkey is Craig Laws, and he actually used to race in the Club 100 Championship. Ross Jones, the creator of Street Kart, so you have to say knows the game pretty well. Will know all of the tracks pretty well. Knows you can do that, for example, out of that right-hander. Goes over the grass and takes a lot of curve through the left-hander there, and it's looking good so far for Ross Jones. Big amount of curves, so I'm sure those of you Street Kart regulars are already picking up some tips from being on board with Jonesy here now as we go underneath the bridge for the first time now through the left-hander. Very, very tricky circuit is the Rio circuit, arguably one of the most difficult on the game, as this long left-hander tightens and tightens all the way round. Then we come into the right-hand hairpin there, and at the moment, so far, so good for Jonesy as he comes up to the line. That's 1 lap down, as you can see right in the centre of your screen. Only 1 more to go. Short 2-lap races we have on Street Kart in this Racing Apart Together European tournament. This was looking good so far for Jonesy, but as you can see to the left of your screen on that virtual track map, getting closer was Craig Laws, and at this point he was seeing that he was getting a lot closer to Jonesy as they make their way under the bridge. And there was a first mistake I think we've seen from Jonesy that allowed Craig Laws to briefly get past, and it was all to play for now as they make their way round the final few corners for the last time. And Jonesy had to get it together, and did, and was leading as they came up through this final right-hander, and did just enough despite the pressure to hold on and take the win. 0.097 seconds. It was incredibly close between Ross Jones and Craig Laws there. So Palmer, we got Craig Laws, Ross Jones and Dawson in this one. We're going to be on board with Craig Laws, also known as Tough Monkey. That is his game attack there. You can see Dawson 86 ahead of us at this stage. The Palmer circuit, a circuit that was used at the highest level multiple times back in the day. Not so much anymore, but still a very good circuit. Really short circuit as well is the Palmer one. As you can see, we're already getting towards the end of the lap here. We are riding on board with Craig Laws as they make their way up towards the start-finish line now into this double left-hander to kick us off. Really tight and twisty circuit, which makes it incredibly difficult. Mistakes heavily punished around Palmer here in these X30 machines. And at this stage, you could see Jones just getting ahead of Tough Monkey there. Through the chicane we go, and Tough Monkey had got back past a two-way fight. It looked as if Dawson had dropped away, so it was between Ross Jones and Craig Laws coming down towards the final lap now. 3 laps we did for this one, and Craig Laws just about leading, but there was a mistake, and Jonesy got back through at that stage as they now make their way out of that very slow right-hander with the pace rising and rising into the left we go. And Jonesy at this point was now ahead. This is the final lap, only a few more corners to go, and Craig Laws desperately trying to get back through as they come now through the long left-hander. Jonesy taking a tighter line and trying to take the speed out of the corner, and hitting into the barriers was Craig Laws, and that would mean he would just miss out on victory by 0.2 of a second, with Jonesy taking the win. We're getting towards the top of the list now. Race number 4, we go to Mariembourg in Belgium in X30s. Once again, Clemsy is who we're going to be on board with for this, and Lawrence is the other driver we are focusing on. He is just ahead of us. Lawrence, a GT Sport finalist in the Event to Race Pro, so very experienced in esports is Lawrence. Clemsy, though, taking the fight to him, and as you can see, a lot of overtakes. This is what this race is all about, the overtakes between these guys. And just to help you keep up with how many there was, we've got a counter up the top of your screen there. So it was 2 all-in overtakes at this stage. Lawrence then made it 3-2, with Clemsy quickly fighting back to level up the match there. 3-all. It's about who gets to the line first. Don't forget, there was briefly 4-3, 4-4, and once again 5-4 to Lawrence, who got back through as we're coming up towards the end of the lap. This right-hander, perhaps the most important corner, as it takes us round onto what is a very long run from the last corner down towards the first corner. Long straight here at Mariembourg as they go onto the final lap now out of turn 1 down towards turn number 2. Lawrence just ahead of us and goes 7-6 in terms of overtakes as they come up towards the left, and there a slight mistake from Clemsy. You can see clip the grass on the outside with his outside tyres, and that lost him a lot of pace there, a lot of time to Lawrence, who is incredibly quick driver. And if you give Lawrence a gap like that, you're going to find it very hard to get back past. But Clemsy was putting up a incredibly good fight at this stage, was narrowing the gap there. You see a lot of curve taken through that left, and he would have had Lawrence very nervous, but one small mistake into that left-hand hairpin there, that gave Lawrence the pace he needed. This is the last braking zone. It's now flat out all the way to the line. Clemsy throwing everything at it, taking the grass in a little bit more, and that was more than enough for Lawrence to go on and take the victory, and he would take the overall victory as well. We now reach the final race on our top 5 list, and it's going to be at Todd Road in X30s. We're going to be on board here with Tough Monkey, Craig Laws. Once again, we've got Chris McLaughlin, that's British Championship karter, ahead of us as they now make their way into the left-hander here. Hayes just going up the inside there of Chris Mack. So we've got Hayes and Chris Mack up the road. We are on board with Craig Laws as Chris McLaughlin there. Almost looked like if he'd made contact with Hayes there, and he would be leading going on to the final lap, having the best seat in the house and giving us this fantastic view of the race going on ahead was Craig Laws. The challenge for him now at this stage is to try and get involved in this. Those guys, even though they're ghosting each other, they're going to be so focused on each other's pace that they're almost going to forget Craig Laws was here. And you can see Craig Laws was now starting to close the gap down, and Hayes there just getting a little bit out of shape, bumping and boring his way out of that right-hander as they now come into the final few corners. And you could see Craig Laws had closed in, and he briefly got into second coming round the final hairpin, and it became a drag race to the line. But Chris McLaughlin would just hold on to take the win. A fantastic race to kick us off, and that brings us to the end of our countdown, the best 5 races from the Racing Apart Together European Tournament. It's been fantastic to be here to call you through the action. Don't forget to smash that like button, and please comment. The best comments are going to receive some aces, so make sure you leave your username so we can send those to you. Don't forget, Street Kart, the #1 mobile racing game for iOS. So if you haven't already got on it, make sure you get on it and get involved. And maybe next time you could be featuring on our best 5 list.